The breakfast will be at around 6:30 a.m. and the lunch is at around 11 a.m. and the dinner is at 5 p.m. Yes, you heard me right. So the dinner is at 5 p.m. and something happened in my stomach. I could observe that very, very clearly, and immediately after applying the technique, I could see in less than 2 minutes, all of it is gone. I was like awestruck. That was like my aha moment, and thereon I have started doing this. Hello all, namaste, welcome to MyT Soul. I'm Mounika. If you are looking at leading a spiritual life but which is practical, then you are on the right platform. So the other day I have posted a reel on my Instagram on the topic called Vipassana, and then I have got a couple of questions wherein people were asking me what exactly happens in the center and tell everything about it in detail, and also share my own personal experience, and if there's something like Mounika before Vipassana and Mounika after Vipassana. So I'm super excited to share all the details about what exactly happens in the Vipassana center. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first and foremost, I want to tell you that I have gone to Vipassana with absolute self-interest and inner calling, and I would suggest you the same, because the system, the process over what happens exactly there is extremely different. And if you go just because someone else is asking you to go, or your friends are going there, you wouldn't sustain more than like 2 to 3 days. It is extremely different from what we usually live on in our day-to-day lives. So please go only if you are motivated and inspired to go there. Number 2, if you are planning to go to Vipassana, you'll have to book your seat through their website at least 1 month prior, because usually all the seats are pre-booked. So it's important for you to book it at least 1 month prior. And also the link of the website I'll be putting in the description below. Please check out. So on day 1, it would be more like an induction, and the volunteers over there will show you the accommodation, the meditation cells and the pagoda cells, and the food and everything. They'll be giving you introduction what you will have to do for the next period of whatever the amount of the days that you have chosen to be there. So from the following day, the actual Vipassana process begins, and the timings are something like this. So the meditation starts at around 4:30 a.m. in the morning till 9:30 p.m. But don't freak out as yet. It's not like you will have to sit at around 4:30 a.m. and then only wake up at 9:30 p.m. from the meditation. It's not that. Of course, you would definitely have fixed number of breaks. The breakfast will be at around 6:30 a.m. and the lunch is at around 11 a.m. and the dinner is at 5 p.m. Yes, you heard me right. So the dinner is at 5 p.m. and initially for the first 2 days you will face a little bit of a difficulty, because that's not our usual schedules, but after 3rd day I'm 100% sure that you will be used to it if you like the process. There are certain rules and restrictions that you have to follow. Number 1, you cannot carry your gadget, which is phone, laptop, iPad, music system or whatever. You are not allowed to carry all of them. You will have to be free from the books and pens and everything. You shouldn't even carry them with you, including your religious idols, or you should not be doing the day-to-day pujas or whatever that you do, because that's an altogether a different process. The Vipassana meditation altogether is a different process, and that should not be distracted or diverted by any other thing that you do. So I would suggest you to follow the rules and restrictions to the T, to experience the maximum benefit, or that's exactly what I have done. I have made sure that I followed every single rule just how they made it, and I could see wonderful experiences about which I'll be discussing soon. And also, you should not be talking to anyone throughout the process of 10 days or how many hour days that you chose to be there. You should not even smile at others, laugh with others, or no jokes, or not even eye-to-eye contact. So that's the level of intensity, and I'm sure once you are into the process of from the 4th day or 5th day itself, you would know why exactly these people have made certain rules, and they are required. And also, you should not be obviously touching each other, even people of the same gender, and you should not signal certain things, and no, all these things does not happen. And you should lead an absolute monk lifestyle, as if you are as if you don't know anybody over there. Most of the cases, people doesn't go to places like this with friends, because this is not a place of picnic, like I told you earlier. So you wouldn't be knowing much of the people there. So make sure that you always should look at the ground. And also, the best part is Vipassana centers are always located outskirts of the city, which is surrounded by a lot of greenery and proper trees, plants, and sometimes you'll be seeing like different birds, peacocks, and all these stuff. So you are supposed to have the genuine pure connect with the nature, with the soil, with trees, birds, plants, and everything. So it's truly an incredible experience if you are following everything to the T. If you surrender yourself to the process, if you surrender yourself to the volunteers and also the teachers over there, you will experience altogether a different life for the period. It would be amazing. Trust me on this, guys. It would be amazing. So day 1, 2, 3 would more be like a foundation for the day 4, because on the day 4 you will be introduced to the actual Vipassana technique, which would take like a 3 hours or so long. But it is like, for me, that was the first time ever that I have experienced something divine. I am speechless. Back then I was speechless, and even now I do not want to talk too much about it, because when I talk too much about it, you would go there with some preconceived ideas or how it would be and what you can expect out of this. So just go there without any sort of an explanation and not knowing much about it. That's when you would explore your own self. Your mind would be open to receiving whatever that is possible to you. So I would not discuss more about it, but that is a divine experience. True spiritual experience is what I can say. And now I would share the mistakes that I have done. So point number 1, I have gulped in a lot of food for the first 2 days, because the dinner finishes at around 5 p.m. so I don't know how I would sustain through the night, and I used to gulp down a lot of food, and that kind of given me bloating, and also, you know, it was not a peaceful experience, because immediately after your dinner you'll have to again sit in the meditation till 9:30. Of course, you'll have a good amount of break in between, like 5 to 10 minutes break every 1 hour. So but just because you had a lot of food, it wouldn't allow you to, your stomach wouldn't allow you to focus on the meditation. So that's one mistake that I have done. And the second mistake is I started asking a lot of questions even to the volunteers. So the first 2 to 3 days, then I later realized that unnecessarily you shouldn't be asking questions even to the volunteers. You will be given the time once every 2 to 3 days where you can ask your questions to the teacher directly. That's the only time where you'll have to talk to someone. You can also talk to the volunteers, but only during the urgent or emergency situations. Besides that, you should restrict yourself from talking or smiling or completely having any sort of a connection with any other being. If you are a first time visitor to Vipassana, you will be given a room sharing, but between 2 beds there will be a curtain. So that private, you'll have to be like a literal monk, as if nobody else exists. But from the second time, if you are like a second time visitor or the third time visitor, then you will be given a room for yourself. Now during the process, after 3rd, 4th day, you will be given a pagoda cell for your own, which is filled with divine energy. You can sense the vibrations the moment you go into the room, and that is like it has literally no sound, and you will have to that's completely to you to experience divinity every minute that you stay there. So it was absolutely good. And the best part over there is nobody touches you to wake you up in the morning, or nobody bangs your door. It's all like they will have like a small bell, the bell that we usually use in the mandirs. They would just ring that every morning at around 4:10ish something, and also you can take your own alarms. You have to wake up all by yourself with your self interest, and then you'll have to go into the meditation center. You have to go to the meditation room. Even if you feel like falling asleep, that's still fine. In between you might fall asleep, but still go there, be there in that meditation, because multiple like around 200 people, 300 people meditating together, that generates a lot of positive vibration, effects of which you will definitely see sooner or later in your life. So do not miss even a single minute of being in the meditation hall or doing meditation. That's all pretty much about it. And once you book your seat, you will be getting all the pointers of what you should bring to the center, what you should not bring to the center, and all these things. And I request each of you to please follow the rules and restrictions, and do not cheat. You are not cheating anybody else, but you are cheating your own highest self. Do not do that. Go, but experience it at least once in your lifetime. Now let's talk about what exactly I have experienced. So prior going to Vipassana, of course I've started my spiritual journey just maybe 2 years prior to that, but I've never experienced something so intense as this. Once I've gone there, I've started loving everything, and I did everything. What all they asked me to follow the rules and restrictions and everything. I did everything to the T, just to make sure that I want to make the best of this experience, because I stayed there for 10 days and I've decided that whatever I'm doing there, the life over there seems to be very slow, as if you have clicked on the slow mode, because everything is quite calm and relaxing, and you will have ample time to observe the branches of the trees, to observe the leaves. And that was the first time when I have observed a spider web, a spider doing its web in detail. Like, that has filled my soul with so much of joy. And I can't tell you, I don't want to actually discuss everything that happens. I want you all to experience all by yourself. And on the 4th day, on which you will be introduced to the actual Vipassana technique, I don't know, I was on altogether a different planet, I guess. I don't know, in a different cosmos. Something happened to me. I don't even remember moving my fingers for like 3 hours. It was so intense and so intense. It was actually divine. I love that experience so much. Definitely certain changes that I have noticed. Number one, earlier, before going to Vipassana, whenever you get some sort of an angry, irritation, frustration, whatever that is, you wouldn't notice where it's coming from. But coming out of Vipassana, I used to identify which part of my body is generating this particular non-blissful emotion. Would you believe that? Yes, because the technique over there is such that you would automatically, when something happens inside your body, be it physically, like if there is some sort of a physical injury that happens on your body, or sometimes while just walking we hit the bed or hit the chair or whatever, right? So immediately we get a lot of pain. So they would tell us how to handle that, not exactly, but they would give how to handle any sort of a pain or sensation or anything. So they teach us how to respond to every sort of a sensation that we experience, be it on a physical body or on a mental or emotional level as well. So I still remember 1 week after I came out of Vipassana, there was something that happened at home and I was triggered and I got angry. And instantly, somehow I could observe the sensation, and back then I have found out that I am getting angry, and that particular, whatever the chemicals or the cells that are involved into making the anger come into the surface, that particular entire process happened in my stomach. I observed it very, very clearly. I could observe it very, very clearly that again, what exactly you should be doing there, and everything will be taught in Vipassana. So I have done that. And literally in front of my consciousness, I could see that the anger is completely gone in exactly 2 to 3 minutes. It was unbelievable. And and I felt the entire thing very exciting, and that's exactly what we want in all our lives, right? Just less of an emotion, more of a consciousness, and less reaction, more response and stuff like that. And one of the things that the teachers over there is, every pain that we experience in our life, be it physical, mental or whatever, so first we will have the 50% of the pain comes from the emotional state, saying that, oh, something happened, oh, my leg was hurt, oh, my head is paining, oh, something is happening. And the remaining 50 is actual pain. So the moment you take out this emotional, maybe call it just the mind drama, the moment you take is 50% of your pain is gone. And when I understood that and I started implementing that, even today, after almost like 5 years later, even today when something happens to me, my immediate reaction would be, oh, and then immediately I'll be like, okay, come on, take out the 15 minutes emotional drama from it and you should be good. And the moment I take the emotional drama, now the pain obviously subsides. And the moment I started observing that and also implementing the technique, that's when I could see in like less than a couple of minutes. And sometimes, of course, if it's an intense one, it would take its sweet time, but that's still fine, right? So end of it, the 50% pain is gone, and rest of the pain you know how to handle. Right, you know how to stay with yourself, you know how to be conscious, and you know how not to judge the pain, and not just physical pain, but also emotional pain, anger, jealousy, greed, hatredness, whatever that is, you know now how to handle it. So I would sincerely request and suggest each of you to do Vipassana at least once in your lifetime for the period of 10 days, because that's like a decent amount of time where you can grasp and also indulge what all they are saying into every cell of your body. That is the least time, I would say. So go there, have like a great time of your life, and just give it your 100%. Just give it your 100%. I'm sure even in the Vipassana center there will be a couple of people who will distract you, and for them they might have just come there for the picnic. So I would say do not interact with the people like that, and that's okay. Don't judge them. Of course, don't judge them. That's not their type of a living. But at the same time, always remember your purpose. Although it would be very tempting in between to speak to others, because it's like a 10 days period where you are not allowed to speak, and also you're not allowed to have any sort of a conversation, unlike our outside world, and the timings, the schedule, everything is different. So you will be distracted, you will be tempted so much to speak to others, but out of your so many lives and so many days and so many weeks, they are just asking 10 days out of you, or rather you have chosen 10 days for yourself to make sure that 10 days will have like a huge greater positive impact for the rest of your life. I have explained what all I thought would be necessary for you. In case if you have any questions or any sort of a query, so if you want to know anything more about Vipassana or any other spiritual related topic or the law of attraction, I'd be more than happy to answer your questions if you drop the questions in the comments below. If you like this video, please give a big fat thumbs up, and also share this with your friends, family, and also everyone who is looking at some sort of a peace in their life. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for the larger good. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have gained some information from this video. Looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you.